I love games. They're all starting to feel the same.
I believe there is more to gaming.
Now, games I could only dream of making before are totally possible with Project Spark. Project Spark puts the power, joy, and freedom of creating worlds at my fingertips. I control how everything behaves with the tap of my finger. Playing is creating. Create whenever and wherever an idea strikes. But perhaps the most amazing part of Project Spark is the power to share games with the touch of a tile. Amongst a vast and diverse community of gamers, I want to change the game. I want to see what the world makes. I want Project Spark.
Hi, my name is Tom Gazach. I'm a producer on Project Spark, and I'm here to give you a little demo today. So this is Project Spark. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to start creating a brand new world from scratch. Right now I'm running on Windows 8. Project Spark will be available on Windows 8 as well as Xbox One and Xbox 360. On a Windows touchscreen, I can use my touchscreen to sculpt or to paint the terrain. If I ever make a mistake, it's not a problem. I can just rewind time and undo it. So I'm going to start out by sculpting. On a touchscreen, I can use 2 fingers to move the camera around, or I can pinch to zoom in and out. I can use 1 finger to sculpt the terrain. So here I'm just going to drag my finger across here to sculpt this terrain, make a little bit of a mountain. I can also control the size of my cursor, so I can make the cursor bigger. So I'll make a little backdrop for my game here. And then maybe I'll make a little river. So I'll make my cursor a little smaller. I'll carve out a river. With the touchscreen, I can also pitch the camera with 3 fingers. Everything that I'm doing, I can also do with a controller. So I can control this with a controller or with a keyboard and a mouse. And everything that I'm doing, I could do on any of the platforms. So I could do it on Windows, or I could do it on Xbox One or Xbox 360. Now I'm going to add a little tunnel to the world. Scale my brush down and add some tunnels.
Woodland, many more in the works. This is just what we're showing here at Gamescom.
Cool, so now when I'm happy with the shape of the terrain, I can add some texture. I'm going to switch over to my paintbrush and add some texture. Notice that the top of the material gets this grass, but the sides gets this dirt material. So it automatically looks natural. I didn't have to do anything to make that happen. Once again, I can make my cursor bigger if I want to cover the area much quicker. Now if I want to cover the area and get materials as well as props, I can do that as well. I'll just use what we call our biome tool. The biome tool allows me to paint materials but also props at the same time. So when I want to roughen an area quickly and I don't want to deal with all the details, this will do it for me. So I can paint a whole forest with 1 stroke of my finger. Or if I want an even bigger forest, I can scale the brush up, and now I'll get even bigger props. So I can quickly get a really nice looking area without having to worry about all the details. Just like everything else, if I don't like the results, I can always undo it.
Very simple little demo.
Or if I go too far, I can redo it.
Actually very sophisticated. So,
or if I just want to move 1 individual tree, I can do that as well. So I can grab this tree and move it.
the B button interacts.
So let me finish up the front here by adding some more grass.
You can record your own dialogue and not use any text.
Okay, so now we've got a cool looking area. Let me add a little bit of a path for my character. Oops, I can undo it. I'm going to scale my brush down, and now I'm going to start adding a path here. Now my player will know where to go. My player is also going to need a way to get across the river, so let me add a bridge.
We do allow you to merge.
I can snap the bridge to the ground so I know it's going to line up right. I can also scale it down so I can make it the right size. And I can rotate it. There, now my character has a bridge. So let's add some gameplay to our game. I'm going to pick a goblin and add a goblin to the world. At any point in time, I can press 1 button and I'm instantly transported into the game. Now I'm playing the game that I was just building. The goblin, he automatically knows to attack me by default. So I can fight him. Or maybe in my game I don't want the goblin to attack me. So I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to open up the goblin's brain. By opening up his brain, I can read through exactly what makes him work, and I can learn from it, or I can change it. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to change the goblin's brain. I'm going to get rid of the lines that make him attack. So now that he's not going to attack me anymore, I can make him do something even nicer.
Really quickly,
I'll choose emote,
and
I'm going to make him dance.
the
But if he's going dancing, he's going to need some friends, so I'm going to make some copies.
So
Now when I go into test mode,
at any time,
all the gums will run up, and now they're going to
Project
dance.
Spark, if I hit the start button,
But I can add life to stuff that never had life to begin with.
now I'm in
So let me add a rock to the world.
and it's as though
All right,
I
I've added a
created
rock
all
there.
this from scratch.
Even a rock has
So
a brain in
even though
Project
you're
Spark.
using this kind of
So when I open up the rock,
style
I can add
of,
behavior to the rock.
It's actually still just a creative
Every single
of
brain is made up of
Project
rules,
Spark.
and the rules have two parts. There's a when part and a do
Think
part.
daytime.
The when part is the condition, and the do part is what happens when the condition is satisfied. So when I detect the player, I'm going to have the rock move toward. The toward tile understands the context that it's being used in, so it knows that I mean to move toward the player.
Let's see, where's my house?
So now when I go into test mode, the rock will move toward me.
What was that?
So by combining together a lot of these simple rules, I can create very complex behaviors.
Okay.
Let me show you another example of something that's been built using Project Spark.
And I can say, let's go into his brain.
Here's a game that's totally different than what I was just building. This is actually a 2D platformer game, which I can build by programming, just like I just showed you.
I don't want him to.
So I can download games from other people online. Maybe I download this game and I can play through this 2D platformer game. But not only can I play through it, I can also open it up and edit it.
Now, because it's being
So I can make a couple little changes here. For example, if I change the world settings, I can make the game play exactly the same, but look drastically different. So now I'm playing the same game, but it looks very different.
He's gonna fight with it.
I can also go in and change the functionality. So I'm going to go down to prop mode. I'm going to find my character.
He's got his cabbage.
I'll open up the character's brain. And in this case, I'm going to go into our brain gallery. The brain gallery has all kinds of brains that are already made for me. So when I add a first-person shooter brain, now if I go into test mode, I'm playing a first-person shooter game in the same world. I can walk around in 3D.
All right, so
Project Spark is available for Windows 8, Xbox One, and Xbox 360. We have the beta coming out in October on Windows 8. You can sign up for our beta at joinprojectspark.com. Thanks a lot.